You've gone too far, Mr. Phillips. You cannot step between the Desmonds and their destiny.
But you gave me the means to do it. You told me about the murders.
Why do you think I did that?
What are you up to?
Do you think I did not know what purposes that you would use to it?
Doesn't matter what your reasons are. It's too late now. It's been done. So give me that paper.
It is never too late to correct a mistake.
She'll sign another.
You fool. Do you really believe that I would betray Jean-Paul to you?
You did. You told me.
I told you lies.
And who murdered those girls?
Perhaps you did.
You'll have a very hard time proving that.
Would you risk that? So, Jacques Helroy Desmonds, the tables turn again. I am free of you at last. Now truth will out. And you will burn as you should have long ago. Will consume you as they did your brother that dreadful morning.
Don't torture him, Laslo. We will defeat him, but we mustn't vote. He will suffer enough.
For centuries, I've been under bondage to that man.
It's over now. Don't think of vengeance, but of justice. We have much to do.
There it is. That's...
Be quiet.
Watch would have saved Jean-Paul from all the endless terror that he has endured.
It has been saving me from mine all these years.
Philippe Desmonds will never part with it during his lifetime.
There are secrets of the past even you don't know, Laslo.
What do you mean?
Your loyalty to Jacques has blinded you to the merits of his brother.
They detested each other.
Outsiders never understood the merit the Desmond brothers.
You quarreled with your own brother. Everyone knows that.
Benjamin sacrificed his life so that I could live.
He gave that watch to you?
The night before I sailed. It's been with me ever since.
He gave it to you, knowing that he would go to his own death?
He knew one of us had to. He preferred that it be himself.
I must talk to you. It's about Laslo. I'm afraid I've done a very foolish thing. I've signed the power of attorney over to him because he threatened to go to the police to tell them stories about you.
You should have come to me first.
Oh, he said such terrible things I couldn't think. I just wanted to stop him.
Ada, I'm sorry, but you should not believe everything that Laslo tells you.
He told me that he has enough evidence against you and Cord to hang you both.
Cord is safe.
And what about you?
Well, if anyone goes to the police about stories about me, it won't be Laslo, it'll be me. But I won't do that until I am sure that everyone at Desmond Hall is safe.
All my life I've lived under the shadow of some unknown terror. Strange deaths, people vanishing without a trace.
You know, we're trying to find the reason behind those things.
Is my life always to be this insecure? Am I to live like this forever?
Ada, your father has come back. Now, if that could happen, then perhaps we can find what has plagued the Desmonds all these years. Soon, Ada, you will know everything. When it can no longer harm you.
And in the meantime, I'm to be with this man I married.
Not if you oppose him.
Are you suggesting that I do whatever he tells me?
No, I'm suggesting that you pretend to.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can, Ada. Look, go downstairs. Tell him that you've been foolish. Tell him that you have changed your mind.
Am I disturbing you?
Oh, not at all.
I thought perhaps Ada might be down here.
No, I haven't seen her since lunch.
It sometimes seems to me that your research of the Desmonds has become an obsession.
Well, it's an old family with a fascinating history.
One would almost think you were searching for an answer to a puzzle.
Perhaps I am.
If I were you, I'd forget the past and concentrate on the future.
But you're not me.
True. But we do have one thing in common, you must admit that.
Oh, really? What's that?
We are both outsiders.
I don't consider myself an outsider.
It doesn't matter what you consider yourself. What matters is what they consider you after you're married.
I'd rather not discuss that at the moment, if you don't mind.
Well, that's all right. I understand your motives.
What motives?
Jean-Paul is a very wealthy man. It would be unwise of you to reveal your true motives until after you were safely married to him.
Don't judge everyone by yourself.
Do you deny that his fortune is his great attraction?
I'd marry Jean-Paul if he hadn't a penny in the world.
Of course you would. Just as you'd marry him no matter what I said about him.
I love him.
You are young. And the young only see what they want to see, even if the evidence is right before their eyes.
What evidence?
You would do well to search the Desmond secrets. Not in those ancient books, but right here at Desmond Hall.
If you'll excuse me.
Oh, that's right. Run away. Hide. But the truth will follow you from the day you become a bride to the day you become a widow.
I'm not afraid of the truth.
I'll believe that when you know what it is.
I know everything there is to know about Jean-Paul.
You only know what he's told you.
Now let me make sure I understand you correctly. You are suggesting that you know things that Jean-Paul hasn't told me.
You might do well to listen to me. It may be a form of insurance against the dangers of the future. A young bride should always look to the future.
My future is Jean-Paul Desmond.
Your future, Miss Emily Blair, will not last much longer than your husband's.
I thought you were working downstairs.
I decided I'd have more privacy in my own room. Laslo's down there making vague hints about the future.
I wouldn't pay any attention to what he has to say.
He seems restless, like a tiger ready to spring at his prey. He's got something that he's going to use against you.
Did he tell you that?
He implied it. What does he know?
He doesn't know very much, but he's making a lot of shrewd guesses.
Who could have told him?
Oh, well, that doesn't matter now. Can't be helped.
I don't understand you. The man obviously knows a great deal he should not know, and you won't take him seriously.
There's something else that has to be taken very seriously.
What is it?
the star appear to you again last night?
No, not to me. But it did appear. I know I wanted to keep it from you, but there was no way of keeping it from you, because you would have found out tonight. The star has gone to Philip.
Philip? Oh, no, where is he?
Susan and Cord are looking after him. We'll take turns watching over him tonight.
But Orendo protects him.
Orendo has returned to his own people.
Then Philip is completely helpless.
He tried to kill Irene Hatter last night, but I stopped him.
You told me that nothing happened last night.
I know. I didn't want to alarm you.
What was Irene Hatter doing here?
She came to confess that she and Laslo had been plotting against me.
What would make her do that?
Laslo threatened to expose her and her coven of witches. As she has also threatened to expose me. So it turns out that none of us is safe until we can get rid of Laslo. And the only way we can do that is to put him in the trap that he has set for me.
Oh, I'm looking for my father. Excuse me.
Mrs. Sexton, don't leave. I have something to tell you.
What is it?
You have nothing to fear from Mr. Thaxton any longer. I destroyed the paper he made you sign.
You stole it from him.
I took it from his hand and burned it before his eyes.
Oh, Raxel, you've saved me from a very silly thing.
I'm doing my duty to the Desmonds.
And you will protect Court from him too, won't you?
I will protect all Desmonds from their enemies. Mrs. Thaxton, do not allow your husband to persuade you to sign anything else.
But he has information.
His information is useless. He knows it. I told him so.
Raxel, there's a document I've been curious to see again.
What kind of document?
It was claimed to be a pact with the devil used in the witchcraft trials.
What do you want with it?
I only want to look at it to refresh my memory. I saw it once long ago.
It brings evil with it.
Let me be the judge of that. Do you know anything about it?
I know where I can get a copy of it for you.
Now, what is all this about a pact with the devil?
It's nothing to concern yourself with, my dear. It's just something I wanted to look at.
Now, I don't want you getting involved with that sort of thing again.
Again?
Yes, my only childhood memory of you was reading those ugly books and illustrations of witches and demons and potions.
That's all you remember about your father?
Well, it seemed that those sort of things were much more important to you than I was.
I suppose you're right. My dear, what a bad father I must have been.
Oh, I just don't want you hiding in those books again, please.
I was only trying to pass the time, so I keep out of your way. You have your life and your son, your husband. What is it, my dear?
Oh, I'm afraid I made a very terrible mistake, and I don't know how to get out of it.
Your husband?
It just frightens me.
He wouldn't dare do anything to you.
Oh, it isn't me, it's Court. You know, I know this sounds awful, but I have a feeling he just tolerates us because he wants something more. He wants control of my money.
Every time I turn my back, I find myself the subject of some spiteful gossip.
Perhaps you should give up the habit of listening at doors.
I don't have time to exchange insults with you, Mr. Desmond. I have another copy of that paper I want you to sign.
What paper is that?
Oh, it's just a family matter, something between my wife and myself.
It's a power of attorney.
Let me see it.
I'd rather not if you don't mind.
My daughter's business affairs interest me. And since she's inexperienced in these matters, I think she might benefit by my counsel.
I am also experienced in such things.
I'm sure you are. But financial matters often require the attention of more than one expert. Give me that paper. You said you didn't have much time. I don't like to delay you. I'll take it upstairs and look it over in my own leisure.
Listen, you let me worry about Laslo. We've got to find out what to do about Philip.
I'll go talk to Susan. We can make our plans for tonight.
Hello, Miss Blair.
Hello, Raxel. It's all right. Jean-Paul's explained everything to me. I'll be in my room if you need me.
Miss Blair, would you let me have that copy of the document that you brought back from the university? The one with the mark of death on it.
Why do you want it?
Mr. Desmond would like to see it.
Did you tell him about it?
He seems to have remembered it from long ago.
How could that be? It's been unheard of for centuries.
Don't question Mr. Desmond's knowledge. He wouldn't ask for it unless he had a good reason.
Well, she's right, Emily. Let her have it.
All right, come with me. I'll get it for you.
You'll regret bringing your father into this.
Well, why do I have to sign another one of those papers?
Because I need one copy to file with the court and the other one for myself.
Well, why didn't I sign both of them this morning?
Stop asking stupid questions. I forgot, that's all.
Oh, well, now, don't be angry, dear. I just like to understand these things.
Is that why you asked your father about it?
Well, you know, it really doesn't matter. I'll sign it for you. I'm beginning to think maybe you're right after all.
About what?
Well, you know, when you talk about the Desmond fortunes coming to us, well, I wouldn't want anything to happen to Jean-Paul or anything like that. But if he's guilty of the things that you say, well, then I think he should face his punishment.
Why have you changed your mind?
Don't you think there have been times when I've wished for the wealth that my cousins had? Oh, how I've longed for the luxuries that they had. I didn't.
Well, I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Your patience is more than I deserve.
You'll have a different life from now on. All the things you should have had before, they're practically yours.
Excuse me. May I speak to you for a minute?
Yes, of course.
Ada gave me this paper that her husband asked her to sign. I've just been going through it. I doubt if these matters have changed much since my time, but I'd appreciate it if you'd take a look at it for me.
Well, I thought Ada had already signed one of these.
Laslo wants her to sign another, apparently. I really don't understand it, but I never did have much of a head for business.
Well, I'll talk to her about it.
I wish you would. They're downstairs now.
Julian, just a minute. Raxel tells me that you were looking for a document, a medieval document that Miss Blair has. Why do you want it?
Miss Blair? How does she have it?
Well, she found it in the library. But why do you want it?
Oh, just curiosity. Benjamin used to talk about it when I was a youngster, and I thought maybe if I saw it again, it might refresh my memory of it.
Then you've seen this before.
Oh, yes. Benjamin had it among some papers. I thought perhaps it had burned when he died.
What do you know about this?
Oh, it's just another relic of the Desmond past. But I am curious about it. But don't you worry yourself about it. These things are preoccupy an old man like me. But you should be thinking of the present, the future. Laslo and Ada are downstairs, very concerned about the present and the future, I should imagine.
Would you like a brandy, my dear?
No, thank you.
Well, I think we should celebrate our future, don't you?
Well, I think we should celebrate after dinner.
Not often we get to celebrate. I wish you'd join me now.
I'll help you celebrate the occasion, Laslo.
Oh, I was speaking to Ada. What do you want?
Isn't this the day that you were going to take me to my lawyer or to the police, as I remember?
Well, I have more important business here.
Such as this power of attorney that Julian says you want Ada to sign.
She'll sign it.
I think not. Your schemes against me have ended, Laslo.
You won't get away with this.
What are you going to do? Kill me?
Don't be so certain I wouldn't.
Unless I sign this paper?
You signed the other one.
What other one?
You know very well.
Strange. I don't remember signing any other paper.
But you signed the other one here in this very room this morning.
Show it to me. I'm beginning to understand a little more about business matters. And I certainly would never sign another paper for you. Because if I did, I'd be signing my own death warrant. As your first wife did.